Hey, it's Pat.
And Carolyn.
We're back with another vlog.
We are.
And Carolyn has something to confess.
I am in love with a 400-pound lady. It's true. I really fell in love recently, and her name is Ruby.
Ruby.
Do you guys know who Ruby is?
On the Style Network.
If you don't know, it comes on what night? Sunday nights at like 8 o'clock. And Ruby is just this amazing... I don't know what it is about her. Like, okay, so all these shows like TLC and Style, well, not Style, but like TLC, they do all these shows about these really obese people. And unfortunately, they just never get me. They're not like charming. It's about them
You don't really
eating.
like the people.
Yeah. But then they started this show with Ruby. And Ruby is like this beautiful woman
From Georgia.
who is extremely overweight.
She's morbidly obese. Not being mean. Medically.
No, she is. Yeah, and she talks about it. But so she lives in Savannah, and we're trying to figure out how she got, like, we were talking about this. So it's on the Style Network. Did the Style Network want to do a show about an obese woman and then go out and find Ruby? Or did they find Ruby and be like,
this girl needs a show?
Because if I found Ruby, I'd be like, this girl needs a show.
Yeah. It's so... I don't know if you folks have watched the show. It's not... Carolyn likes it a little bit more than I do, but I get sucked into watching it, and you just love Ruby.
You love her voice.
She's so charming and, like...
Yeah, she'll, like, charm your pants off.
And she's beautiful. She's, like, a beautiful woman.
She really is. So the whole premise of the show is she's kind of got this, like, crew around her. She lives with...
She has a weird life.
She does have kind of a weird life. She's got 2 little dogs. She's got a roommate who's, like, I think a social worker.
Yeah.
And then her nephew. And then she's got another woman named I think her name's Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But they live in Georgia, who lives nearby, and, like, I guess
friend.
it's her family friend. And then she's got friends who come in, and the whole premise is her trying to lose weight. And basically...
It's cool because it's not a show. I think we're so used to watching shows about weight loss, like The Biggest Loser and that other show about weight loss. I don't know what they're... But the shows where the people go and they go... Or they have plastic surgery and they go undergo these amazing transformations and everyone's just waiting for them to hold up their old pants. Like, it's all about the reveal. Like, look how much weight I lost. And this show is more realistic than all of those. Like, Ruby's not going away to a workout camp for 6 months. She's not getting gastric bypass surgery and losing the weight. She's actually, like, losing weight, and they talk about how hard that is physically for her, like when she's in aerobics classes and she's like can't do anything because she can't really move for that long, or the like emotional and psychological stuff that goes along with that and why she's overweight. Like,
it's interesting.
People don't really get that big just because they get big. Like, there's normally psychological or emotional stuff behind it.
Probably,
in my opinion.
The thing about the show, too, is, like, it really shows different parts of her life. It shows the experiences and, like, how difficult it is for her to like, be around all these people. But the really interesting thing is, so, like, the second episode, her, like, best friend comes in from L.A., and did anybody recognize who her best friend is?
Sweet Valley High?
She's from Sweet Valley High. The friend Britt, is from Sweet Valley High. She's also from Dawson's Creek.
She's an actress,
Creek lover. She's from... White Chicks, I think that was the movie.
Yeah, White Chicks.
Somebody looked her up on IMDb, but she's so beautiful and wonderful, and they don't even talk about her being a celebrity. They're like, and she loves Ruby.
Because we were like, how did they meet? How did Ruby and Sweet Valley High girl get together? And I guess Ruby was the receptionist at a gym, which is probably the most ironic job that Ruby could have. But they met there at the gym.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just an awesome show. I mean, I think the thing about it is, you're right. It's not a competition show. It's a real life. Like, it's kind of like we recently talked about John and Kate plus 8. It's like these real people. You relate to them in an odd way. Like, I relate to Ruby, but and I feel like
you don't
anybody
even have that
could.
much in common with Ruby, especially like me. I'm a guy. Like, I'm really skinny. Like, why would I care about Ruby? But I love Ruby.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to have a conversation with her.
I want to know what you think. Do you think this show would have been successful with anybody else? I mean, I definitely don't. But do you? But I want to know what you think too.
Yeah. Does she make, like? Would you watch it? Is it her that makes the show, or is it the idea? Sure. I think it's her. She's amazing.
And Patrick and I now, there's a couple of things that she says that, like, the best scene ever, and then this will be. So she's with her therapist. And as soon as she gets in there, she starts crying.
He's like, what's bothering you? And she's like, immediately starts crying.
And then she goes, who is crying?
And the psychiatrist is like, who? Who?
And she's like, me. Like, it's like, so now every time, all the time, Patrick and I are like, who is crying?
Who is crying?
Last night, she said something in the show last night.
She goes, "Did you want to eat from the sea?" or something like that, was it? Isn't that what she said?
They were trying to serve her seaweed. She goes, who would want to eat from the sea? That was not I'm really bad.
Who is crying?
I'm really bad at impressions. Anyway, watch the show. I really think you'll like it. And if you don't, I want to hear why, because I think that's interesting, too.
Yes.
So Style Network. God, we're doing all these show promos.
Plugs. And watch our show.
Pay us. Watch our show.
On the YouTubes.
On the YouTube. So they're on, and watch Ruby on Style Network.
Yep. Let us know what you think.
We miss you guys. Bye.